one of the biggest challenges in business today, and it is pervasive. It's something that is holding my clients back, it's holding me back, and it's holding you back. Do you know what it is? Planning. Now that may sound counterintuitive, right? Because everybody says you've got to have a plan, you've got to have goals, you've got to have objectives. And as you move into the budgeting season, maybe that's something that's on the top of your mind. But here's the thing that you and I both know. There's an old saying that says, man plans, God laughs. Is that true? It has been for me and for my life. You know, I've had a plan and then I've had results, which often are wildly different than that plan. But hold on a second. A plan is good in terms of setting an intention. Like if I want to go surfing, it's useful to plan on having a surfboard, right? It's useful to have a wetsuit or maybe even some sunscreen. But I have to understand where planning stops and performance begins. Sure, it's useful to have a surfboard, but would it be wise for me to try to plan out what I'm going to do atop every wave? Would it be useful for me to look at what's going to happen on that seventh wave and whether I'll go right or left or maybe I'll crash? In fact, if I'm thinking about how the waves might crash over me, that's actually going to keep me from getting out in the ocean. You see, when we plan so much that our plan creates paralysis, that our plan stops us from playing the game, that's when planning isn't useful. So look at the difference between planning and performance and consider where that plan's usefulness stops and the moment takes over. If I were to ask you, what are you going to have for lunch next Thursday? You might say, well, Chris, I don't know yet, but when Thursday rolls around and I'm hungry, I'll figure it out. And I would agree with you, because it's the same for me, right? We're resourceful enough to figure out what it is that we want to have for lunch. But when it comes to business, we lose that same trust. We don't recognize that we are resourceful professionals who can plan and who can react within the moment. You have the ability and the skills to live moment to moment. You're doing it right now. And just like this video, I mean, think about it. I had to consider what it is that I'm going to say, and I had to think about the route and where I'm going to be driving and that sort of thing, and the camera angles, etc. So I did plan for that, but what am I going to say next? The answer is, I don't know. I don't know until I say it. But in order for me to create this video, what do I have to do? I have to create the video. I have to provide the insight as it comes to me moment to moment. I know what my objectives are, and I have an intention. But beyond that, I understand that I have the ability to create whatever is going to come next. And so do you. My name is Chris Westfall. Thanks so much for watching this video.